Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Let's talk about this Boruto real quick because I'm actually pretty surprised that this episode kept me more entertained than even the latest One Piece episode. So let's just talk about it. And unfortunately, man, it was a rough, it was a rough episode, bro. So my whole thing is there's certain types of characters out there that it's the artists or the people of making these anime, they want them to be remembered and revered, or like we should feel bad for them. Like they want a lot of things for these characters. Sometimes. Other times they just make these characters to make these characters. And I feel like these Haze Ninja have a little to no chance to doing anything again in the show, just like how the guy who looks really cool, or not even look cool, but the guy with all the tattoos and he's about to fight off with everybody next week, just like how he is probably not going to make it into any more future things as well, so it's this weird way that they just introduce and put forward their narratives and stuff, to the case where, yeah, we know what they're going to showcase at the end of the day. They're going to showcase a battle that's going to be pretty hype. But this, with this other Haze Ninja, feels like the ultimate talk no jutsu situation where it might make him last a lot longer as a character. And I say that because I've seen this before, right? Like, I've seen times where characters who are just plain evil to the core should not get second chances, and they still do. And sometimes they become cooler characters, sometimes they're still the scum of the earth. Frieza. But regardless, these types of people do have like a couple of key things that they do that I notice, and one of them is actually listen to the hero, right? They actually take the advice, and once that starts to trickle into their brain, that's where the character goes more or less in that direction for the rest of the duration of their time with that character. We've also seen it be almost a 50-50 in that situation where, yeah, they're feeling what that character's saying, but then on the flip side, they're like, you know what, but I've gone too far, I've gotten too deep, and I'm doing what I have to do that I think is right now, not what you're telling me as in the moment, but I've been planning this for multiple upon multiple, years or whatever, and you can't change that. That's one of the bigger things that those characters can do to get out of being, you know, uh, close to them, like being someone who actually shows up more or less in the show. So that's the type of stuff that I can already see happening with one of the Haze Ninjas, who maybe he's going to try to talk the other one out of what they're doing and sacrificing themselves is wrong. But two of them have already done it, right? Like, it feels like they have gotten to the point where they've lost family to them, right? Like, they've lost actual blood, sweat, and tears while doing this, and the one thing that they can't do is fall back on what they've been trying to accomplish at all this time. So what do? They then put up the instant showcase that all of this is going to be worth it, regardless of dying, regardless of who they've seen fall so far for this mission. It will only ultimately be worth it. And that's like my main reason why I think this guy isn't going to last. I think the evil guy is probably going to kill both of the Haze ninjas. I think he's going to probably kill the first one, or at least paralyze him in some way, in the case of like throwing shurikens in his leg or something. I don't know. Seeing that he has jutsus, the guy with the crazy He's just like the ridiculously strong guy. He has jutsus that are nutty and that almost might resemble Wood style, in my opinion. Like the things I saw could be he already has Hashirama cells and he is someone who can control it in some way, shape, or form. And maybe it's the reason why his skin looks the way that it does, which would make a lot of sense. We already have evidence of what could change a person's appearance if they do have contact with the Hashirama stuff. So there you go. That's a perfect showcase of that. Not only that, we get to just see how much is going to be focused on, like episode wise, on the next guy. So hopefully we get, a backstory if he really is going to disappear, which I don't even think he's going to do. But if that is the case, hopefully we get to learn, a tiny bit about the guy at least. So overall, I definitely want to hear what you guys are thinking about this week's episode, because not only did they go and show us some interesting stuff, they really did fail in the grand scheme for me in dragging out the episode with this guy talking about every single aspect of his life up to this point, and then following up with, yeah, we can't I'm not trusting, even though you told me some guy is strong enough to take out some shinobis that are pretty strong, I'm not trusting you, and I'm gonna do what I want. It's like, well, alright, but if they're right and you're about to get bought by some really strong shinobi, you probably should team up with everybody, right? So I do like where this is going as a whole, so we'll see how it turns out, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. Peace. What? Dang, that was dirty.